Good afternoon, guys. It's working, bringing you a quick update on Bitcoin. Hope you guys are having a great week, a great Friday, and looking forward to a good weekend. We're looking at BTC to the US dollar 4-hour chart on Coinbase, and Bitcoin finally just made a little bit of a move, guys. If you listened to my update yesterday, this was the move that we were looking for, guys. I told you Bitcoin was sitting right around in this area yesterday. Right around in this area yesterday, guys, and I told you I was looking for a correction. In fact, I think I titled my update yesterday, Looking for a Correction or Waiting for a Correction. We haven't got the correction that we've been looking for yet, guys, but what we did get, I said, if this market is extremely bullish, this thing could just end up taking off. I said, if it does, though, more than likely, if this thing breaks up, which I wasn't sure it was going to, I said, but if this thing breaks up, more than likely it's going to break up, hit the top somewhere near this resistance, and end up getting rejected by at least $200 to $300. If you guys listened to my update yesterday, my video update, you heard me say, if this thing breaks up, the only thing that I was fairly certain of, I think I said as certain of as you can be in this market, is if this thing breaks up, if it hits anywhere close to this resistance line here, remember, we're looking at this massive, let me zoom out here. Remember this massive yellow descending resistance line that's been in play, guys. Always make sure you keep the big picture in mind. Don't get lost in the trees and forget about the forest. So keeping in mind, we have this massive descending resistance line, keeping in mind that it's been in place for, since February, we were expecting a bounce somewhere near that area. Well, I said if Bitcoin hit it, it was going to bounce down, and I said this was the only play that I was looking for to short Bitcoin, from between 77, 7,800 all the way down about $200-300. I said I had mine set at 7,400, and that's exactly what happened, guys. Bitcoin came up, hit 7,700. And why is 7,700 relevant? Well, if you guys remember, I think it was day before yesterday on my update. Let me go back here. I said my primary count was, I wasn't sure this wave 3 was over, guys. So I said my primary count, my scenario 1, was that this wave 3 wasn't quite over, and we still were going to get one more push up to, and you can see I labeled the top of wave 3 here at 7,700. Where did I get that 7,700? Why did I pick that? Well, let's zoom back into today. Well, the way I got that was, and we hit that today on the nose, and now I am expecting a definite correction, because now this is where the algo targets were, and I'm going to show you why the targets were there. The targets were there because if we pull our fib, and we go, excuse me, guys, and remember we had a extended flat here, so our wave 5 stopped right in this area, and then we come down to our wave 2. And where were we looking at for our wave 3? I mean, look at that, guys. It hit perfectly off the 1618. Why the 1618? Well, this was a wave 3. Wave 3 is often the strongest and the longest, and if it's very, very impulsive looking, oftentimes it hits the 1618. Obviously, this was extremely impulsive looking, which is why I had this as my target right around the top of this supply zone. Remember, we're looking at this massive supply zone up in here. This massive supply zone. I said this was my target right around the 1618. Yesterday I wasn't sure we were going to get it, but today it just nailed it. I mean, it couldn't have been a better play, guys. And if you got it on this trade, congratulations. It hit that 7,700, immediately rejected, all the way down to about 7,360. So that was about a $440 play if you played the whole thing. I got out at 7,400, so I made I played 2 Bitcoin, so that was a quick, $600. If you guys played a bigger play, or even if you didn't, even if you just got in a little bit, guys, that was a good percentage of return in about what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes it took for that to take place? No, it was a little longer than that, but you know what I mean. So anyway, guys, congratulations if you did get that, and if you didn't get that, don't beat yourself up, guys. Don't beat yourself up at all. There's going to be plenty of opportunity going forward, plenty. All right, so where is Bitcoin heading next? Now that we know the algo targets are hit, algo's sold up there right at that 1618 where we were expecting, and now it's coming back down to correct. So where can we expect it to correct to? Well, one of two things, guys. This is a very bullish, very uncertain market right now. This thing could come right back up, maybe create a double top and come right back down, or it could come right back up and just crash right through this. And I know I'm sounding vague, guys. I know that sounds, well, it's going to go up and go down. Great analysis. I know. I get it. I know that's frustrating. All we can do is trade on probability, though, guys. And right now, we know that if this is the bull run everyone's been waiting for, Bitcoin is going to take off, and there's no one's going to stop it. However, we can't bet on that. So from a technical analysis point of view, more than likely, Bitcoin is coming back down to about $7,100. And that's a pure technical, doesn't mean that's going to happen, guys, but from a technical analysis point of view, we now definitely have the top of this wave 3 in. That's a perfect algo target. There's no question about it. Algo's sold right there, as is evidenced by that quick drop, as I told you to be looking out for yesterday. No question about it. However, that doesn't mean that the bull run is over temporarily. This thing could just take right back off because, if anything, remember the bull run at the end of 2017, there was no correction. I mean, these things were correcting back to, very, very slightly before they just continued to rise up. So if we're starting that, then there's going to be no stopping this. But again, I have to go by what technical analysis tells me. Technical analysis tells me that more than likely, if I go, let's go from our swing low to our new swing high. Yesterday, this was our old swing high yesterday. So yesterday I told you that we were looking for a zone between 7,000 and 6,800, somewhere thereabouts. We have a slightly higher swing high today, guys, so let's make sure we adjust for that. So we're going up to our new swing high of right around 7,700, depending on which exchange you're at, 7690 to 7, I think some exchanges hit 7710, somewhere thereabouts. But anyway, you get the idea. So it's about 7,700, somewhere thereabouts. That's where our new fib is, and that's what we're looking for in exchange. And I'm still looking for a correction in between the 382 and the 0.5 fib level. So I'm still looking for a correction right into this zone, right there. Now, how that ends up playing out, I have no idea. Is this going to come down, and create, something like this? Hey, let's see if it corrects right off the 236, come back up, and then right back down. Something like this is very, very, very possible. That would kind of be my, that would look very, very likely to me. Something like this, bouncing off the 236, back up again, test this supply zone once again, and then come right back down and hit our target right about here. From a technical analysis point of view, guys, this makes the most sense. Now, doesn't mean that's exactly what's going to happen, but this certainly does make sense. So all I can tell you guys is that's our new target for right here, between about 7080 and 6890. So let's call it between 69 and 7100, somewhere thereabouts. That's going to be our new target. Again, doesn't mean it's going to come down that low, guys. Doesn't mean it's going to only come down that low. It may end up coming back down here into this demand zone. What was a supply zone now it should be a demand zone. In other words, it should act as support right around 6800, and it could come down that low again, guys. It could break below. But right now, this is my new target. That's what we're expecting. So let's look at our indicators. We're on the 4-hour. The 4-hour RSI, as you can see, it's dropped down to about 6,500. So you can see it's starting to reset. Excuse me. We can see that the 4-hour signal line and MACD line are starting to cross over. The histogram has moved into bearish territory. We can see the stock RSI is still interesting, though, guys. The stock RSI is still oversold. That's still suggesting that we have room to rise. So this was also why I said yesterday that we may expect to rise up, because of this difference we have between the stock RSI and the RSI. The RSI is showing it's no longer really overbought anymore, but still in very bullish territory, still has a lot of room to drop. The stock RSI is oversold. So, and we've got two conflicting pieces of information here. Now, the MACD is showing that we're still coming down. So, we're going to wait and see how this happens. This may indicate a very shallow correction followed by another push up to hit the trend line. Very, very possible, guys. Again, now this is a no trade zone again for me, and I'm not going to call any kind of a setup, because if this thing does jump back up, either this is going to be a double top and come crashing back down, or we're going to crash right through this this resistance zone here. So I'm reluctant to give you any kind of a trade setup until we get back down here. Now, once we get back down into this zone here, I'm going to definitely have some buy orders sitting right around 6,900. In fact, I'll dollar cost average between 7,000 and 6,900, expecting a bounce with a very tight stop. But until we get down here, I'm not seeing any very good setups until we get a decisive break above this descending resistance line. And if we get a decisive break above that descending resistance line, zooming all the way back out here, guys, that would be right in this neighborhood here. Now I'm going to start getting excited again. Now we've got a lot of room to run, and the next thing we're going to be looking to take out is this prior high where the B wave is here of about $10,000. And if we can get north of 10,000, guys, I'm going to start getting very excited. Until then, I'm still expecting this ABCDE. I'm still expecting this E wave to come back down. That's still my primary count, although I'm only about 55-60% of short of this. In other words, I'm about 45% sure, or 44.5% biased that this thing is going to end up breaking out. And I say that simply because this has been so impulsive, and so far this correction has been so bearish. The bulls have been able to maintain their gains so long now that even though I believe this was pure manipulation, this is telling me that we've got buyers entering the market, guys. We have new buyers, definitely new buyers entering the market, and we have volume to prove it. So we're getting very exciting. Stand by. Let me get a drink of water. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So that's basically, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there for now, guys. Again, I don't have any good trade setups for you. And again, this is not financial advice. I just kind of tell you what I'm doing. Whatever you choose to do, that's your own personal decision. But as for me, this is a no trade zone for me until we get above this descending resistance line, or we get into this sweet spot down in here between about 6,900 and 7,100. So until next time, guys, please trade safe. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I'll try to give you an update if we get any massive movements in Bitcoin over the weekend. Anyway, guys, till then, take care of yourselves, and this is Working, signing out.